800 years ago, the armies of Genghis Khan conquered half of the known world. His descendants still carry that warrior blood, and one of them has just conquered MMA. There it is. This is the story of Enkh-Orgil Baatarkhuu, the Tormentor, the once bantamweight world champion, and nobody saw it coming. Trying to get him out. Enkh-Orgil Baatarkhuu was born on December 30, 1988 in Kovd, Mongolia, before he was known as the Tormentor. He came from the rugged Mongolian steppes, a place forged by toughness, wrestling, and survival. He was not born under the spotlight of MMA. His father was poor, a truck driver, and nothing in his childhood suggested an easy path to the top. If Enkh-Orgil wanted a future in fighting, he had to carve it out himself. Enkh-Orgil made his professional MMA debut in 2017. Like many fighters from Mongolia, he built his reputation on the regional circuit, facing anyone who was willing to take him on. The early years were far from glamorous. No world titles, no big crowds, and no international spotlight, just small events, tough opponents, and a Mongolian fighter trying to make a name for himself fight by fight. Fight after fight, Enkh-Orgil kept winning. And with every victory, the dream that once seemed impossible started to become a reality. By the time he finished his stint in Enkh-Orgil 1, he had become one of the most promising prospects in Mongolian MMA. But the regional scene could only lead Enkh-Orgil to become one of the most promising prospects of Enkh-Orgil 1. This opportunity came in 2022. On the way to one to earn his contract with one championship, Enkh-Orgil had to win 2 fights. The first fight had to win his contract. On the way to earning his contract on Road to 1, he controlled the entire first round, looking for a submission, but he didn't get it.
Are you watching?
In the second round, he got what he was looking for and ended the fight with a rear naked choke. One fight down. There was one left to win. The final was against Baatarkhuu, another Mongolian fighter who stood between him, a $100,000 contract, and a spot on the biggest martial arts stage in the world. In just 69 seconds, Enkh-Orgil threw a devastating punch out of nowhere that sent Baatarkhuu to the mat. Enkh-Orgil Baatarkhuu had just won a $100,000 contract and a spot in one championship. The kid from Kovd was heading to the world stage. And that was just the beginning. His first test came against Adonis Sevillano in April 2023. From the very beginning, Sevillano kept up with Enkh-Orgil. Enkh-Orgil kept his composure, controlled the action, and knew how to pick the right moment throughout the entire fight. When the final bell rang, the judges awarded him the victory by unanimous decision. Have called this contest in winner. If the victory over Adonis Sevillano proved that Enkh-Orgil had his place in one championship, His next fight showed that he was much more dangerous than people thought. In front of him stood Rocky Baatarkhuu. From the very first moment, Enkh-Orgil wasted no time in applying relentless pressure and forced Baatarkhuu onto the defensive. Refused to give Baatarkhuu any time to think, landing devastating combinations that left Baatarkhuu defenseless until the referee had to stop the beating. Good. Technical knockout in the first round. Just like that, Enkh-Orgil had established himself as a serious threat in the division. Enkh-Orgil faced the toughest challenge of his career, Yanlomark Sanghyao. From the very first round, Enkh-Orgil kept up with Sangyao's pace and refused to be intimidated. As the fight continued, he gained control. Baatarkhuu quickly explained the undefeated property. Enkh challenge career, Enkh. Then came the end. Enkh-Orgil applied a kimura and squeezed hard, leaving the undefeated champion with no choice but to submit. For the first time in his career, Yanlomark Sanghyao had been defeated, and for the third consecutive fight in one championship, Enkh-Orgil saw his hand raised. Up to that moment, everything had gone perfectly. Enkh-Orgil appeared to be heading for a title fight. Then he faced Artem Belak. From the very first moments, Belak refused to let Enkh-Orgil set the pace or even think. As the fight went on, Belak took control and began to systematically dismantle Enkh-Orgil. Finally, the referee decided he had seen enough and stepped in to stop the fight. For the first time since his arrival at one championship, Enkh-Orgil Baatarkhuu had suffered a defeat. The question now was simple. How would he respond? After the defeat against Belak, Enkh-Orgil returned in January 2025 to face Aaron Cañarte with something to prove. From the very beginning, he appeared focused, forcing Cañarte to go on the defensive right from the start.
In the first cup match.
And the moment he had been waiting for arrived, and Enkh-Orgil took advantage of it with a submission that made Cañarte tap. was complete. A defeat hadn't broken him. It had only set him back. Now, with his confidence restored, Enkh-Orgil was ready for an even greater challenge. Back on the path to victory, but one win away from competing for the title. Standing in his way was Jeremy Baatarkhuu, a dangerous veteran known for his toughness. Enkh-Orgil attacked early with a spinning kick that shook Baatarkhuu. Unlike some of his previous opponents, Baatarkhuu refused to give up. Each round was hard-fought, and every exchange of blows was decisive. But Enkh-Orgil remained disciplined. After 3 very close rounds, the judges announced their verdict. A unanimous decision. Baatarkhuu had done it again. And more importantly, he had earned a shot at the 1 Bantamweight World Championship. Standing between him and the title was one of the best fighters on the planet. Everything Enkh-Orgil had fought for had led him to this moment. A shot at the 1 Bantamweight World Championship. Standing between him and the title was one of the best fighters on the planet. Andrade. Oh. The first round was close, with both fighters exchanging dirty shots in the clinch. In the second round, Enkh-Orgil took control, outstriking Andrade from a distance and taking him down twice, nearly finishing him with a Darce choke, but the bell saved his opponent.
But the bell saved Andrade.
In the third round, Andrade briefly found his rhythm with some crisp strikes. Enkh-Orgil responded with another takedown and more ground and pound. With a choke. Then, in the fourth round, Enkh-Orgil cornered Andrade and went on the hunt. When Andrade left his back exposed, the Tormentor applied a rear-naked choke and squeezed until Andrade was about to pass out. Yes. And just like that, the impossible became reality. Enkh-Orgil Baatarkhuu was crowned the new 1 Bantamweight World Champion, one from the steps of Cobb to the top of the world. Enkh-Orgil Baatarkhuu carried an entire nation with him. Now, the Tormentor has his eyes set on the featherweight title, chasing the milestone of becoming the first Mongolian to be crowned MMA World Champion in 2 divisions. 1 title was never going to be enough. Subscribe to learn more and leave a comment about what his next step should be.